Welcome back, Cat 37 class. We're going to go over translating geometry. You can translate surfaces, curves, points. Okay, so let's go ahead and download the Translate One Cat part. And we're going to be looking for this icon where you're shifting or translating a piece of geometry. Okay, so let's go to Translate. And let's go ahead and open up the file. Okay, let me go to our notes. Okay, so here's translate. So we have fillets, right? Then we have translate. And we have other options. If we go down here to the drop down, it'll give you more options for transformations. Okay, so we'll cover those in our next videos. Okay, so we're going to do a translation. We're just shifting it over. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the surface. Okay, let's go to our tutorial. Okay, so we're going to be translating, we're going to be shifting. And we're going to shift upward a certain distance. Or we're going to shift point to point. All right, point to point, point to point. Okay, you can also use coordinates to transfer, or I should say translate. All right, I usually go with direction. Okay, let's do direction first. So distance and direction. Okay, so let's go back. All right, so let me change the background so we can see the points. Points are hard to see. So I'm gonna go to Tools Options, and I'm gonna change it from a dark blue background to a white background. So go to General, Display, Visualization tab, Background Color. Okay. Oh, that makes it worse. So it's too hard to see the points. Let me go back, Tools Options. Let's go to dark background. Let's make the points yellow, so it's easier to see. Oh, didn't mean to hide them. Let's make them yellow and squared. Yes, we do have a 0.1 and a 0.2. They're just a little difficult to see. Okay, there's my points. Okay, a lot better. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and translate. So we have join, split, boundary, fillet. We have chamfer. I don't think we covered chamfer in this class. And we have translate. Okay, if we go to the drop down, you have a lot more options. Okay, so we're going to go over translate. Okay, so we're going to translate this. In other words, we're just going to shift it in a different direction. Okay, so we have the option of going with direction and distance. That's typically the one I use. So I'm going to pick surface. And this looks like a windshield. Okay, much better. Yeah, it looks like a windshield. All right, so I'm going to go direction. Let's say I want to go vertical in the Z. So I can right click inside and go Z direction. And I can use the green arrows to pull on it, right? Or you can type in a number. And I'll go with 600. Sure, why not 600? Sure. Okay, so this is the translation. Okay, so we're just shifting it over. Let me double click. What if I want to shift it in the X direction? So go back into direction, right click, go X direction. There it is. And let's increase the amount, or I could just use the green arrows. Okay, and I can also choose to hide the original element, hide initial element. And okay, there it is. Okay, let's double click on it, make some changes. Let's show the original one, there it is. And we can also make multiple copies. Go to repeat. Okay. And it's gonna ask you for quantity. Let's just go with 5 or 6. And we can say, hey, I wanna also create a new geoset. I don't want this geoset to be overcrowded, so let's insert another geoset inside of this geoset. And hit OK. So there they are. It creates another geoset just so it's easy to file away and it stays more organized. Okay. All right, so let me hit undo. Okay. Let's double click. And I want to show the original one. There it is. Okay, so another option is to go point to point. This one, I've never used point to point or coordinates outside of the classroom, only direction and distance. So let me try point to point. Okay, so point to point. Let's go from point 1. So starting point. And our ending point is point number 2. So it should translate it, I'm assuming, by that distance. So let's go ahead. Yep. So it's translating it by that distance at that in this direction. So it's like having a line. Okay, so it does two things. It gives you distance and it gives you direction, which is going in this direction here. All right, so that's point to point. Okay, pretty cool. All right, so let's go back to translate. And the last option is coordinates. Okay, so we're going to shift it with coordinates. How much do you want to go in the X direction? Pretty slow. So we can go in the X direction. And let's go downward in the Y direction. Downward in the Y. Or negative, my mistake. So it should be shifting it over to the right. Okay, that's in the Y direction. Look at the compass up here. We're going in the Y. And we can also now go in the Z direction. If this is way too slow, you can always right click inside, go to change step. So you can just right click and say, hey, instead of going at increments of 1, change step, I want to go increments of 10. And okay, watch. Now it's going to go up or down in increments of 10 a lot faster. Let's go to the other one, do the same thing. Hey, I want to change over to 10, increments of 10. Okay. So now it's going in increments of 10. Not the other one. The other one is still in increments of 1. So let's right click inside, go to change step, new one, go increments of 10. Okay. And it's moving a lot faster now in the X direction. Okay, so there you go. All right, let's go back. So we did some translations with the surface using direction, using point to point, and using coordinates. Okay, so that's it for this video. That was translating. Okay, so no due date, save your work, end the video.